Guys, this is a post-Valentine's Day sort of unbagging of a purchase I made at the local Vera retail store in our mall on Valentine's Day when I took my oldest shopping for some clothes at Hot Topic, and she kind of nudged me in the arm and said, "Mommy, let's go into Vera so you can get yourself a Valentine's Day present." So I did, and I wanted to take advantage of the sales that they were running. Anything that's online, as far as the 30 off for certain patterns, and then there's 3 styles I think that are on sale, any color. So I wanted to take advantage of that because it did say online that they were available, same sales available in your local store. And I just want to share this beautiful shopping bag. I love these bags and I always save them, but this one especially I think is my favorite so far. It has the clementine pattern on the outside, and then it has the inside coordinating fabric from clementine in the bag. So I always reuse these. The ones that I received when I was shopping in the pop-up outlet were orange and silver. Some of them were silver and white. I used those actually to bag up Christmas presents to carry to my mom's house where we were visiting. It's just easier to carry the wrapped presents in shopping bags. And actually the silver and white ones I actually just used for a gift bag for the larger pieces that I bought people, and just put some Christmas tissue paper on them, and that went over very well. Okay, so let me show you what I got. One of the things has already been removed because I wore it yesterday, and so I can review it, but right now I'm going to do the unbagging. Take the tissue paper out. And in here, I still have the Laura in Olivia pink. And I also purchased this, I'm going to put it in the frame just to show you, the same bag, the Laura in the Colbolt, Canterbury Cobalt. And this is the bag I wore yesterday. I predominantly wear black, especially in the winter. So I usually tend to gravitate towards a pattern that has black, although I will switch off. I do love Provençal. Cheers me up during the darker months. But this is what I wore yesterday. So these were on sale for $29, and I believe that this may be a retired style. So this was on sale in all the patterns. So I decided to get a younger pattern, a newer pattern. They referred to them in the retail store as younger patterns. And I was attracted to Olivia pink in my planner. I did like this color. So I kind of had it in my mind that I was going to get it in Olivia pink. But when I first went in and asked them if they had it in Olivia pink, they didn't. She said, no, we don't have it. She was going to go check in the back, and they didn't have it. They did have it in the Canterbury Colbolt, which is my daughter's favorite print. So I said, okay, I'll just take the Canterbury Colbolt. And then my daughter said to me, they're only $29, Mom. Why don't you get 2? Pick another one. So I said, okay. Maybe Canterbury magenta, but I wasn't wanting 2 Canterbury prints, so that's when I asked for the Olivia pink, and she said she would check in the back, and they didn't have it. So I said, okay, how about Venetian paisley? I like that. Cocoa Moss, I didn't like it in the Laura. I am sort of liking Cocoa Moss. Aloha Bags and Babies just did a haul review, or haul, sorry guys, the phone rang and interrupted the filming. She purchased the wristlet in Cocoa Moss and a zip ID, I believe. And I really liked it in the smaller pieces, but I did not like it in the Laura. And I wanted to, but I didn't. I prefer, she did make mention that it's similar to Citron, and I agree with her on that. Citron is void of the browns, but the color saturation and sort of on that side of the color spectrum, the color wheel is similar. So anyway, I said, okay, can you check for Venetian paisley? And she went back and said, no, we don't have Venetian paisley. So I was really striking out. So I said to her, why don't you just pull out? She said they had tons of them, but a lot of, like maybe only in 4 or 5 patterns left. And she couldn't remember all of the names of the patterns. So I said, well, why don't you pull one of each that you have and bring them out? So while she was in the back there trying to pull out different ones, this one popped out from underneath. It was the last Olivia pink. So I snatched it up. Okay, I'm going to run through the basic features. This has your decorative striping at the bottom, which is not quilted. Of course, underneath it is the quilted material. This banding is just laid over the entire quilted bag. And it's signature fabric, so it does have the Vera Bradley signature in it. And this color at Olivia pink is this dark mossy green. Then you have a lighter green, and you have some shades, variations of pink. and it's and white and black, and it's beautiful. And I think that there's enough black in here that I can wear this with black. Although this for me screams spring, when things are turning green again and your crocuses are sort of popping up, and then your tulips come up in all these beautiful colors. But I am going to wear this bag for the rest of the winter months. But this is going to probably end up being the bag I hold on Mother's Day, since I do tend to wear pink and white for Mother's Day. Anyway, it has a solid cardboard basin. I love that. I really like to look at pattern placement because it doesn't necessarily affect my purchasing, because when they bring them to me, I don't even look at it. But I like to discover them as I'm reviewing or wearing the bags. And I really feel that these are works of art. I love textiles. So I just love, I mean, it's on the bottom, so you're not going to see it a lot, but I just love this full flower here. I mean, it's just a little shaved off here. It's just stunning. Anyway, this is a full cardboard base. I'm going to check to see. And it's removable, so it has that slit on the inside to remove it. Now, I usually carry an East-West tote on busy days, so I wanted to give you some perspective. The bottom of the Olivia pink Laura, the Laura, is about 1.5 times wider this way than the East-West tote, but it is shorter. However, I did switch out from an East-West tote into this in Canterbury Colbolt yesterday, and I was able to fit everything in my East-West tote into the Laura, plus have room to spare. Because what you lack in length this way, you're making up for depth this way, and you're also a little bit higher. So this bag is truly comparable to any of the horizontally placed totes that run this way, whereas this one runs more vertically. Okay, it has a pull tab zipper in the front with the ribbon, and it truly runs from where the zipper is down to the top of that decorative tab, this strip. So there's stitching here, so it stops from there. So it's, let me see, this is my daughter's little play phone. That's just a little Samsung, so it's about a little bit bigger than your smaller cell phones. I'll stick my hand in, and I get it to not my whole hand. And then there's a slip pocket behind it that runs from the top of the slip opening to the same position. My feeling is they really could have given you a deeper pocket here. If I was designing this bag, I would have given you a deeper pocket. If you didn't want to run it to the bottom, at least to the mid here. But I was assuming they don't like to do it mid, because then they have to run a stitch, and this is a very large decorative border. So in that to me is then just run it down. It wouldn't bother me personally if this here was all the way down. That wouldn't bother me, that there would be a break in this continuity here. I like an ample pocket. So this slip pocket behind is my full hand length, because you're gaining about 1 inch up here. That's a stacked pocket feature. And I don't like my keys in here in the zipper because it bulges out. That's just my personal little quirk. I don't like these to bulge out too much, but they do fit beautifully in the back slip, and that is what I used it for yesterday. And then we're going to turn the bag around, and there's no additional outside pockets. And I don't know, the more I look at this pattern, the more I wish I could, I'm going to wait until other pieces in this pattern go on sale, but I'm just so drawn to this. It's a larger pattern placement, so it's not as tight as some of the paisleys, so you do get a large break between the pinks with this darker green. I like a tight paisley, love Plum Crazy, but I also appreciate a looser print where you have larger pieces of the color or the main attraction, which in this case is these big flowers. I don't know if they're dahlias or whatever they are. I think they're dahlias, but they're very beautiful, whatever flower they are. Very pretty. Okay, this has a double strap, and they are not quilted. Now, I know many of you feel the same way I do. I cannot stand when they do that to the handles. In all the retail stores, they store the handles inside the bag, and they have to fold them to sit down inside of it. And when you start wearing the bag, you end up with a crease here, and it just drives me insane. I just wish they would leave these handles alone and stop folding them. I am tempted to take a low cool iron with a dish rag over this or a dish towel and just sort of go over this to get the creasing out. But I haven't done that yet. I wore the Canterbury Colbolt yesterday, so it came out of the store just like this. And then here's the Colbolt one after I wore it yesterday. And it kind of just straightened itself out. There's still a little bit of a creasing, if you can see that. There's still a little bit of a creasing right here, but I feel like over time, the actual heat from my body or wearing this on my shoulder, and I tend to carry these in my hand, that this is going to straighten out without any manipulation from an iron. So it's still creased there, but I feel that will come out. After I wear the Laura and Olivia pink, I'll come back and do an update on the strap because this is a much more severe than the other strap as far as the folding. Okay, you open up the Laura and you have on this front wall 3 slip pockets. 1, 2, 3. I'm just checking the sizes. I like to see. These are, I would say that this is above average. It's a little larger than average in the middle. And these are a hair tinier, but that's because they kind of turn with the bag. But if I put my hands in there and extend my fingers, the middle one is a hair larger. And turn it over, and on that back wall, you have another stacked pocket feature. So you have a small pocket here, slip, and then you have the pull zip with the ribbon in the back. And I'm going to call this an average security zipper pocket. I've had ones that are deeper and longer, so this is average. I've also had stacked slips in front of the zipper that are smaller. So this one is, it's shallow. It goes about down the length of my fingers, but it does fit a smaller phone. It will stick up, and your iPhone fits in there as well, but sticks up. But I feel it's the most secure. It's not bad to put your phone in here. It's easy access, and it won't. It's in there enough, more than 3/4 of the way, that your phone's not going to tip out. The inside of the bag is not quilted, as most of their younger or newer styles are. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me on travel bags. I do prefer the pockets to be quilted on a travel bag. I think they are quilted on the Miller bag. I have to do a review on that. I don't have a review on the Miller. Okay, so this also has a snap closure, and of course it has that magnetic pull, and it's comparable to the Campus Tote. So I'm going to watch that because I usually use the Campus Tote open, but when I was closing it and I had to open it, I felt that was hard and might give some wear and tear. It hasn't so far, and I want to see on the Laura. Okay, so I want you to see right in there. Let's see if I can get this bag open for you. Just doesn't want to because it's new. Let me move this for you. It's such a wide base, it really is, that you can fit so much stuff in here. And then it has this real elastic over here. There's a bit of real elastic. It starts here at the end of this strap and goes around to the beginning of the strap on the other side. So if you were to go like this with your hands, it's exactly that length in you on my hands. And it is real, so it is expandable and pushes back. So it creates this puckering in effect, which is really nice. It gives it a very interesting sort of a sack feel to it. I'm not sure if this is going to help keep anything in. I'm not really sure, but I do like the fact that it's expandable. So if you were to put a lot of junk in here, you can make this a true rectangular bag. So that's a nice feature. I'm going to put this away in Olivia Pink and pull out the one in Colbolt, Canterbury Colbolt, just because I have stuff in that one and I wore it yesterday. Okay, so here it is in the Colbolt Canterbury, and I have to say that this is even more stunning in person. I hope the colors are coming out so vibrant on the film. This is just an absolutely gorgeous bag. And for a person that wears a lot of black, this is just fantastic. It's really nice in magenta too, but for me, this is the colors that I was drawn to, and it has enough white to balance the darkness of it. To me, this looks, it looks Asian to me in this design, very similar. I'm sure that if I were to rack my brain, I would remember what sort of traditional pattern this is, but it's very lovely with these big, you know, round sort of features. And there's a huge one right here if you're into pattern placement. I mean, that's a really nice full circle. It's probably the only full circle on the face of the bag. And this as well has the same, sorry, I'm killing Scarlett's umbrella. It has the same deal on the bottom and your banding. So I'm not going to go through the features because they're exactly the same, just the pattern is different. And you have this lovely inside. Okay, I'm going to take out the receipt just because you don't need to see that. Okay, in the middle slip pocket, my cream found a home, and this is the cream I always carry. It's 5.5. And that came out of a slip pocket from my East-West tote and found a home in a slip pocket in the Laura. So that's, to me, the features are exactly the same as far as what I can fit. Okay, over here I have my petite pouch, which is Deco Daisy. I really want to find this in other patterns, but it's an older piece, and I've never actually done an eBay thing, so maybe I'll search around. But anyway, that houses my iPhone charger and extra earbuds, and that found its home in this slip pocket over here. So that went from a slip pocket from the East-West right into here. So that was nice. And then this last slip pocket, I had mints and a hand sanitizer, but I've taken those out already. And then in the bottom, I have my anniversary wristlet, which is, if you watch my channel, you know is my favorite wristlet to carry. And this fit beautifully. And if you go ahead and put it in that middle slip, it fits in there too. So that's nice. It sticks up a bit, but it's easily accessible. You could put, you know, keep your strap tucked down like there and then pull it right out and you're good to go. Or you could release this strap because this is semi-detachable, so it's detachable on that one end. Keep it in the slip and sort of go around your strap and then back on here. You could do this probably with any of the wristlets because they're all semi-detachable. So then you have your wristlet tucked in there. It's attached to your strap, so when you pull it out, it's still attached to your bag if you like that. I didn't do that with this. I was just thinking about that when I was showing you. You could certainly do that, and you could do the same deal with the clip zip ID. Put it on a wristlet strap or a lanyard and do the same thing with your keys or your clip zip or your double campus ID, and you could be able to grab that really nicely. Because this is a deeper bag, it's taller, and a lot of the stuff will float on the bottom or in the body of the bag down this way. You might want to think about putting things that you need to find quickly in the 3 ample size, more than average slips, attaching it to your strap rather than floating it around in the bottom. But yesterday I had this in here, and then I went to Walgreens and just picked up their February coupons, which I'm going to go through. They have some really good deals you can match up with manufacturer coupons this month. So that's basically all I had in my iPhone and my keys in here. And I had ridiculous amount of room. We went to Walgreens and I did purchase some discounted Valentine's Day candy and M&Ms and so forth just for the house because you got a good deal. And I was able to throw that whole bag in here and not have an issue. But I thought it would be interesting now to show you when I would pack this up to go to meetings or out for the day. So I would put my cream back in, and I'm going to leave it in that, diamonds are in there. I'm going to leave it in that middle pocket, that middle slip. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there. And then I'm going to put my petite pouch back where it was. And I'm going to put the mints in with the petite pouch. And then I'm going to take my notebook, which is in Plum Crazy, and just go ahead and put that down, and then that's just going to go that way. And I'm going to grab an agenda, and this is in Canterbury magenta, and put that in as well. And then I'm going to put my wristlet back in, and I'm even going to throw my umbrella, which is the full-size umbrella in Plum Crazy, and I'm going to put that right down. I think I'm going to actually switch it to the other side where I have an empty slip pocket and just slip that in. And I still have room. Look at that humongous pocket. So let's get my cosmetic case. And it's the full size of a cosmetic trio in Baroque. So I'm going to put that in there as well. Okay, so it's fully extended, but I still have, look at all this squishy room. I mean, I can just, look at that. There's still a pocket of space there. Let me grab my hairbrush. That went right in front of the umbrella. And I'm gonna grab my full-size body spray, and that's gonna go right there. So I could easily pack this as my travel pocketbook or my meeting pocketbook. This week I actually have several meetings for fundraisers, so I will need all this stuff. And I probably would be getting ready at a friend's house after coffee, so I would need all my junk. And I just think that this is amazing, and I can still fit my keys down in here. My keys. And my phone usually is in my anniversary wristlet in the spot where it's meant to be in the wristlet, but I could put the phone right here in this slip pocket and not have a problem. I'll put the smaller, older phone just so you can see that my phone could go right in there. Okay, and it's, oh my gosh, the weight distribution on this pocketbook is fantastic. I mean, that's a lot of junk in there, and this doesn't even feel that heavy, so the weight distribution is really nice. And I can still, and it hasn't really pulled this down, and even if it does pull that down, look how cute that is. That's a really adorable little thing that this comes down like that. Let's see if I can snap it. And snapping it is fine, and I've filled the bag up to right above the top of this slip, but you still have room if I had a taller umbrella. The umbrella's about right there, but you could come out a little bit higher if you had a sort of larger umbrella, or if you had to put anything cylindrical that was longer in here, and you still have some, look at all that, ladies. Look at all that room down on the side that I could slip something else in here. When I wore this yesterday, I proclaimed to my daughter that the Laura is now my favorite tote to carry. So I'm kind of cheating on the campus tote because I love the campus tote too. So if you're thinking about the Laura, they're still running it for $29. Pick it up. I mean, I've put this in my cart and taken it out of my cart a million times before it was this price, in every pattern, every time they run a sale, and I just wasn't sure. And then when they had it up in the retail store and I could lay my hands on it, which sometimes I need to do, I was just blown away. So if you're thinking about the Laura, I would think about picking it up. Have a good day, guys. Just a really quick footnote, because it was really bugging me what the inspiration for Canterbury Colbolt was, because to me it lends itself to feeling a bit Asian in the circular, intricate designs that you might see on some Asian screens. But then I was also thinking that it reminded me of a Celtic knot. So I did go on to the Vera Bradley Inside Stitch blog, and it doesn't really say what their inspiration was. It was just as black and white with a pop of color. But then they have a Pinterest board that you can follow. I went on the Pinterest board, and they'll show ideas for outfits and colors and inspirations, and a lot of the pictures that they were showing were intricate sort of architectural windows, stained glass windows, as well as some intricate architecture throughout Europe. But one thing that caught my eye was a picture of a Celtic knot. So I do feel that that was an inspiration for that as well. His phone just keeps going off, dinging every time I'm trying to record. So that is sort of that Celtic knot feel as well. So it's definitely a European inspiration, and of course Canterbury, it's English. So just wanted to give you a little footnote like that, because I am, as I'm loving these bags more, getting into what inspires the patterns or what similarities of different design flares and feelings I can find out. So just a little nonsense information for all you Vera lovers. Have a great weekend, guys.